Make a date with Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwei at 6 a.m. from Monday to Saturday on Graphic Online via Facebook and YouTube as he expounds on matters of faith. Graphic Online, truth and accuracy every day.
Hello, this is Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwei of Living Streams International. I'm bringing you matters of faith with Graphic Online. I would still like to capture my thoughts just the way, and this one is deadly announcements. I like to call it dangerous announcements or deadly announcements. And in Genesis 18, God made a statement. He said, I'm going to visit Sodom with judgment. I'm going to do something. I'm going to harm Sodom in judgment because of two things. He said, their cry has come unto me, and then their grievous sin had come unto me. Oh, no, but we know, if you remember, when Israel was in Egypt and Israel was suffering, you know, the Bible says, God said, I have heard the cry of my people. So it was a cry. It was a shout of pain. It was a shout for deliverance. It was a shout for emancipation. It was a shout for God to alleviate their pain and their problem. God to bring a solution. So God was hearing the cry of the righteous. And the righteous were raising a voice of supplication and a voice of the God help us. But then the Bible is saying that God also had the cry of Sodom. And I'm saying, what? What is Sodom crying out for? They don't have time for God. They don't have anything there. And guess what? It is not just what they were saying, but guess what? God hears the cry of the righteous. The unrighteous unwittingly by their act. That means their actions. Because none of them stood up and said, God, we are doing wrong. Oh, God, we are doing wrong. None of them were shouting it. But just when people are praying, God, we need help. God, we need help. God hears that cry. So God was also saying, I hear the voice of unrighteousness. So the men of Sodom, I don't think anybody was praying to God. They were not praying to God. They don't have time for God. Who is God? Where is God? What is God? But the Bible says their actions and their activities, God said, I have heard the cry. I have heard the cry of unrighteousness. I've heard God said, I have heard some noise. I am not happy with that noise. Hey. Does it mean that our actions sometimes cry out, yeah, God help us? Oh. He said, I have heard the cry. So you know what he's saying? Wrong has traveled the full distance, and the voice of wrong has traveled the full distance, and it has reached God. So God said, now I'm going to check it out. Wrong has traveled the full distance. And he says, I'm going to check it out. So you know what? I think it will be more prudent, or to be more wise to minimize the foolishness. It's in our interest. But sometimes we may not be saying it, but our actions may be speaking for him. And now I understand the way action speaks louder than words. Maybe, maybe not. But truthfully, he heard the cry of unrighteousness. So, choices are always yours. See you later.